Good day, everyone. This is Gary Ander with a bonus market update for the candle charts family. Today we'll take a look at a few markets and we'll start with the NASDAQ 100. Here we see the NASDAQ, and at this swing high we'll notice there's a void of price between this candle, the green candle, and the red candle below it. That's called a falling window. Now a falling window creates a potential resistance point, with the greatest resistance being the top of that window, the first resistance being the bottom of the window, but anywhere within this zone could be resistance. This is a relatively small window, so that makes it a little bit easier to identify where the greatest resistance would be. Now most recently we moved up from this bullish engulfing pattern, and this bullish engulfing pattern came right in at the same point as these two swing lows. So we had a very good support point. We had the bullish engulfing pattern. We moved up. We pulled back a little bit till we see this hammer. We moved up again, right up, very close to this resistance area from the swing high and this falling window. We moved up and we tried again, unable to get through it again, and we moved down. Today is Thursday, November 10th, and we're looking after the close today. If we come a little bit closer and look at the most recent action, you could call this a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. If you were looking at it that way, you would say this low and this low would create a neckline. We see today's action came right down to this area, and we formed a bit of a shadow on this candle as it moved back up into the close. You could also see this as a bit of a rounded top. In any case, we've got a consolidation at this level, and we would measure those basically the same. We would use the height of this range as a target, either on a breakout to the upside or a breakdown to the downside. Something like this. So if we get a close below, and for me it would actually be a close below this hammer because that is a support point. So if we get a close below this 2276 area, then you could use this as a measurement. But you notice we also have a rising window in here. A rising window is support. The greatest support would be the bottom of this rising window. First support the top of this rising window. So if we do break below this 2276 area, the first place that we would look at for support would be in here. This is also an excellent place to use Fibonacci retracement, and we see that this 50% retracement comes in right at the bottom of this window. We also know that 50% retracements from this move down here to the top up here is the most common retracement. So that would be a very logical place that the market, if it broke down, would at least want to bounce. So we've got the NASDAQ 100 here in a potentially bearish situation. Whenever I look at the NASDAQ 100, I also like to take a look at Apple, because Apple is approximately 20% of the NASDAQ 100. And if we look at what's going on here, we also see a bullish engulfing pattern. From that point we move up. We see a rising window, three candles, and a falling window. So we have an island reversal here. We see that these three candles are totally separated by way of these rising and falling windows. And then we go into a range. This range is being supported by this rising window. We also have another small rising window down in here. We see that on today's action, on this long red candle showing a lot of force in the market, breaks through this rising window. So now our next support point would be 377, and this would now be resistance. We've got this range, and if the market decided maybe it wants to move down to 380 and start moving up again, that would be a potential resistance point. So we've got both the NASDAQ 100 and Apple, which is a big contributor to the NASDAQ 100 index, both in potentially bearish positions here. No matter what your trade right now, whether you're trading currencies, whether you're trading stocks, or if you're in the Forex market, we're looking at the euro dollar right now, you should be taking a look at what's happening with the dollar, because the dollar trade's really been influential in many different markets. So again, we see this bullish engulfing pattern. We move up. Great example of a classic evening star. A long green candle, a small body candle, in this case red, and a long red candle. The resistance for this would be the high point of the pattern, up around 42.47. Now as we move down, I've been talking on mycandlecharts.com, our member site, about this being a potential flag. So we've got the flagpole, we've got the consolidation, and then we see the big breakout. In yesterday's session, that not only cleared the flag but cleared this 3600 level, which I thought was a relatively important support point. It's also the swing low that we see in here. Now in today's action, we came right back up and closed in that 3600 area, and it's actually about 5:30 right now. So this is what's happened in the last half an hour of trading. So we see it still has not gotten above, which was once support, which could potentially be a resistance area right now. If we put Fibonacci retracement on this as well, from this low up to this high, we see that the low that we have here and the open on this next candle is right at about the 62% level. So if we come down and we break and we start making new lows, we could very likely see this 3200 area again. And again, the dollar trade's been very influential no matter what you're trading. And if you're not a Forex trader, you can also see this through UUP, which emulates the dollar index, or FXE, which rides along with the euro. We provide these market commentaries for everyone in the Candle Charts family, but they're available every day to members of mycandlecharts.com. I mentioned that just a few minutes ago. Not only do we do the market commentaries every day, but we cover many more markets and even do a markets of your choice once a week, as well as many other excellent educational features. And we've got a lot of people that are interested in mycandlecharts.com, and we'll be holding a special webinar very soon to show you what it's all about and how it can help you improve as a trader, and that's what our whole goal is. Watch your email and you'll be seeing some details about that very soon. This is Gary Ender, and hopefully this market update helps with your trading.